The average person spends 4 hours per day on their phone. If you're spending 4 out of the 16 waking hours of your day on your phone, you're basically spending 1/4 of your life staring at a screen. How you use your phone determines whether it helps or hinders you in progressing towards your career, health, and relationship goals. If you spend more time on your phone than you would like, keep watching because in this video I'm going to share 5 simple strategies to help you reduce your screen time and take more control of your phone use, so you can have more time for the things that really matter to you in life. Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mari. I'm a doctor turned lifestyle entrepreneur. In this channel I talk about tools and strategies to help you live a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life by spending your time and energy more intentionally. In my previous video, I showed you how you can optimally set up your iPhone to boost your productivity. The goal of today's video is to help you develop a more intentional and mindful phone use. Before we dive in, I want to encourage you to experiment with these 5 strategies by taking a scientist's approach. Pretend that your current self watching this video is a scientist studying the behavior of your past self and changing things up to set your future self up for success when it comes to using your phone. In my opinion, more important than how many hours you spend on your phone is how you spend those hours on your phone. Because you can use your phone constructively to guide or track your workouts, call your family and friends, learn something new, and listen to music or podcasts. However, you can also use your phone in a destructive way when you spend too much of your time, energy, and attention doom scrolling, gaming, or shopping for things you don't need. It is important to consider that some apps were designed to be very addictive. They were created by billion-dollar companies who employ an army of really smart people, and the reason why I want to emphasize this is because for most of us, our screen time is higher than we would like. But we don't need to beat ourselves up about it because it really isn't our fault. These apps were designed to keep us unconsciously hooked in a cycle of instant gratification. With that said, I want to encourage you to open your screen time app and check how many hours you spend on your phone. Remember, there's no judgment here. We are literally fighting an army of really smart people and their invention. Let's say your past self has been spending over 4 hours on your phone. Check your screen time breakdown. What are the top 3 apps that you use the most? I bet that at least 50% of your screen time is spent on 1 to 3 apps. Second, reflect on your top used apps. What values are they bringing to your life? Are they helping you achieve your goals, distracting you from achieving your goals, or even worse, hindering you from achieving your goals? Finally, make an estimation. How many hours do you think you are wasting on your phone? Let's say that out of the 4 hours, you estimate that 3 hours are wasted on social media, gaming, shopping, news, whatever. 3 hours per day actually add up to 1,000 hours in a year. People are always saying that they don't have the time to do the things they want to do, but can we agree that if you are spending 3 hours per day on your phone, it is going to be very difficult to find the time to do all those great things you want to do? Now imagine having that time back to do whatever you want to do with it. Your life would be completely different in a year. The change would be insane. And that's what your unconscious excessive use of your phone is costing you. Your subconscious mind knows that, and that's why you feel so anxious and depressed after overusing your phone, because deep down you know you're not taking action to create the life you want. Implementing these changes will help you dedicate more time to making progress in your life, your career, health, and relationships, or whatever it is you decide to do. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the 5 strategies for a more intentional phone use. The first two are one-off actions that you can take right now, and the last three are tactics that you can implement in your day-to-day life. Hopefully, you can start implementing them today. Strategy number 1 is to delete apps that you spend more time on than you would like. And for most people, that's their social media and gaming apps. But since checking your screen time, you know exactly what that app is for you. I don't think these apps are bad, it's just that a lot of them are designed to be addictive. In fact, if the relationship you have with all apps in your app library is pretty healthy, as in you don't feel distracted by any app while going about your life, you feel like they are aligned with your goals, they're adding value to your life, you don't feel controlled by them, then you can totally skip this part of the video. On the other hand, if there is an app in your library that takes up too much of your time and energy, causing distraction, stress, anxiety, or even regret after using them, then this part of the video is for you. My number 1 tip is to remove the app altogether. I know this may sound a little extreme, so I suggest that you use the web version of that app and limit your time using Stay Focused Chrome extension. There's this quote that I love. It goes, "Environment is stronger than willpower." Instead of using your willpower to resist going on the app, you can just remove the app altogether. Maybe just use the app on your laptop whenever you consciously decide to do so. If you're part of the 1% of people watching this video who actually took action so far, you checked your screen time and deleted your favorite addictive app, I really want to congratulate you here. This is a huge step you took to take control of your life and set yourself up for success. It really isn't something most people are willing to do, and to some people it may not seem like a big deal, but if you've checked your screen time, you know how many hours you're getting back, and that's huge. I'm really proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself too. So good job and congratulations on taking the first step. But I know that realistically most people are not ready to take this step. So here is a tip for you. You can log out of your account. This way you prevent yourself from unconsciously opening the app and spending hours scrolling there. And you can always log on to your account to check something whenever you decide you want to do. Logging out of your account will prevent you from mindlessly scrolling on the app and wasting a lot of hours there. Another idea here is to remove the app from your home screen. This is not going to delete the app from your phone. It is still gonna be in your app library, but you won't see the app every time you open your phone. Strategy number 2 is to use silent mode and turn off your notifications. Every notification you get is an attempt from the app developer or from someone else to get your attention. And most of the time, they're trying to manipulate your behavior and distracting you from the thing that you're trying to do. If you tend to respond to text or other notifications straight away, I strongly suggest that you turn off notifications, especially when you're working. And that's because you are the most important person in your life. And every time you prioritize someone else or something else, you're basically disrespecting yourself, your goals, and the tasks you decided to do in that moment. You don't need to be available to people at all times. In fact, this is a very detrimental behavior that is holding you back in life. But you may be thinking, what if it is something related to work? I suggest that you schedule different times during the day to check your email or messages related to work. This way you set yourself up for success in work, allowing yourself to do deep work between these hours you're checking your emails and messages. If you communicate that appropriately with your clients and co-workers, I'm sure they will respect you even more for your transparency and commitment to work. I suggest that you create a focus mode for work, and I go through the details of how to do it in my previous video. A bonus strategy here is to add a screen time widget on your today's view, because that is gonna allow you to check how many hours you've been in using your phone every single day. The next 3 strategies are daily habits that you can implement to limit your screen time or at least use your phone more intentionally. Strategy number 3 is to set no phone hours, especially in the morning and at night. So consider limiting your phone use in the morning and at night time. You can set whatever time makes sense for you. I personally avoid using my phone before 11 a.m. and after 8 p.m. And I achieve this with varying degrees of success. Some days I'm very successful, but some other days I fail. But what's important here is to keep trying and having that intention set. I recently set up the downtime mode on my iPhone and I have been loving it. You can set a downtime schedule, and during this time, you're gonna be reminded that you have reached your screen time for that day. You will be able to use your apps, but you have to dismiss the warning telling you that you have reached your screen time limit for the day. I personally found this downtime mode very helpful, so hopefully you find the same. Strategy number 4 is to set no phone spaces. Personally, I avoid using my phone at the desk, at the dinner table, and on bed. And this is a very simple strategy that can be quite effective, but it can be a little difficult to implement. It really takes a lot of intentionality, but it can save you so much time. A bonus strategy for you here is to set a place and a time to use your phone. For example, you may say at 12 o'clock when I take my lunch break, I'm going to check my phone for 10 minutes. This might make it easier for you to resist checking your phone during your morning work session because you know you will check your phone at 12. And this is a great way of turning the instant gratification that your phone gives you into a delayed gratification, which is a great skill to develop in itself. So taking this approach will help you feel a lot more satisfied and less guilty about using your phone. A bonus idea here is to sleep with your phone outside of your bedroom. I have been doing that for the past 2 weeks and I've been loving it. I used to sleep with my phone next to my head on my bedside table, and sometimes I'd give in to the urge to just check one thing on social media, and next thing I would have spent an hour on social media. I was listening to the Modern Wisdom podcast, and in one of the episodes, Chris suggests sleeping with the phone outside of the room. So I took on his advice and I couldn't recommend it more. But before this becomes a habit, you will probably negotiate with yourself if this is really necessary. And believe me, every time I've brought my phone into the room since, I ended up regretting that decision. I set up my morning alarm on my watch, and I also have it set up for 1 minute later on my phone. So basically need to walk to the living room to turn it off. So that's an idea for you to sleep with your phone outside of your room, so you don't need to use your willpower to resist the urge to use your phone in bed. Finally, strategy number 5 is to set no phone activities. You can set this strategy for whatever activities make sense for you, but for me personally, I avoid using my phone while eating, driving, and socializing. And obviously, this is going to be different for different people, so I try to replace my phone with something else while doing these activities. While eating, I try to consume long-form content. I usually listen to a podcast or a short-form book summary. Sometimes I like to watch a YouTube video or a workshop recording, for example. So before driving, I set up a podcast or a music playlist that I want to listen to. I can be more present with the driving and really appreciate my surroundings. When socializing, try to put your phone away and turn off the notifications if you can, because it is very hard to resist the temptation of reaching out for your phone the moment the conversation gets quiet. I personally think that the person right in front of me deserves my attention more than anybody else in the world. And in case nobody has told you this before, It does come across quite disrespectful to flicker through your phone while people are trying to make a conversation with you. And in case you don't know, notifications feel quite distressing and disrespectful to the conversation going on as well. So really consider turning off the notifications on your phone every time you're socializing. Of course, there are instances where you need to be notified of something in particular. You can just communicate that to your friend, and I'm sure that they will understand. But outside of that, if your phone keeps binging, that's very disrespectful. Just in case nobody told you before. So those were my 5 strategies to reduce your screen time and have a more intentional phone use. Thank you for watching until the end. If you are part of the 10% of people who actually watched this video until the end, I have a special message for you. If you want to be part of the 1%, you need to do what 99% of people are not willing to do. So comment below which of these strategies you are planning to implement. And if you already implemented any of these strategies, congratulations, you are definitely part of the 1%. You should be very proud of yourself because this bias to action will help you stand out in many areas of life. So make sure to subscribe to my channel because this is a community for people like you. If you want to learn more productivity habits, make sure to check out this video next. I hope to see you there. Bye!